Well, hello, and welcome to another episode of The Movie Moment, the video series where we talk about the best movies from the past and the present. This is your host, your favorite man-child, Super Jesus Jackson. I think I'm in focus, so let's begin. Alright guys, so for this video, I thought we would do something a little interesting.
A little off the cuff.
Not really, it's actually not. But, as the title suggests, I think it would be really cool to talk about Fast and the Furious. You know, with the fact that Fast and the Furious 9 has recently come out, I thought I'd talk about one of my favorite, the Fast and the Furious movies. This is actually not one of my favorites, this is my favorite. Absolutely, no doubt about it. What is your favorite Fast and the Furious movie? Let me know in the comment section below. For this video, we're going to react to one of my favorite scenes from the film. I think this is one of two that I'm going to do. I might even do a full-on analysis of the movie later on in the future. I just think this movie really is underrated. I know the Han character is not really. He's pretty popular, but for the most part, I think it is. Or I might be just wrong altogether, I don't know. But yeah, I love this movie. I watched it when I was a kid, and it really stuck with me. There are some really brilliantly written scenes in this film that really transcend just the simple, car racing genre. This film came out in 2006, and unfortunately, it did pretty bad at the box office. It didn't do well enough for the studio to be like, oh, let's do a sequel. Granted, it was kind of outside of the normal universe of the Fast and the Furious franchise. It didn't contain Paul Walker or Tyrese Gibson or Michelle Rodriguez, but I still appreciated the fact that they were trying to mix up things. And they introduced Han, which he's one of the greatest movie characters I've ever seen in my life. I mean, just come on, look at this guy. But without further ado, guys, let's begin. This is one of my favorite scenes from the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. Scene is called Drifting with Nebula. Good lord. She's beautiful. Let's do it. I just love this so much, man. Good lord. I mean, you're looking at a guy that does not care about cars at all. Like, I could care less. I'm serious. But I think this is why this is my favorite The Fast and the Furious movie. It's because it's the movie that sort of made me care about cars in a way. But at the same time, the movie's not about cars. It directly has scenes that just very much tell you, like, the cars are an extension, to these characters. And if anything, they're just peripherals that characters use in this world. Really what you care about are the events, the characters, and the ideals and the motivations of these characters. But this scene right here glamorizes car culture and, the sound of cars, the characteristics of cars. Especially here, in this installment, we get the drifting, which is just a beautiful thing if you think about it. It's really what the series needed because, prior to this, it was all about just, how fast you are, the engine, But in this one, it's about how you handle the car, how you maneuver it. And I think that's just as important, and it very much says a lot about the person driving it. It's not so much about the car. Which, again, in this movie, it's made clear that this movie is not about cars. It's about the driver. Nevertheless, though, we get this sort of beautiful focal point with these cars. The drifting is a perfect ballet. A car is very rough and tough. It's dirty, it's loud, it's grimy, it's very manly in a sense. But when it's drifting, it becomes this butterfly. It glides and it sort of floats in this ethereal manner. And this scene right here capitalizes on that with the environment that they're in. They're descending this beautiful mountain in Tokyo, and the music. Brian Tyler was the composer for this film, and he actually was able to compose for the rest of the Fast and the Furious films as well. But this one, I purchased the soundtrack for this film a long time ago, back then when you bought CDs. But this song, very beautiful, just absolutely perfect with the theme of this scene.
We used to come up here when we were kids. Even before we could drive, we'd cut class, sneak out, come up here and watch the older kids drift.
The guitar is beautiful here as well. But we have Neela here talking to the character of Sean. She's saying how, when she was a kid, she used to just skip class and she'd come with her friends and just drive here. It really goes to show that, cars are an important part of these people's lives. And it makes it kind of really personal. It's nostalgia, but it's linked to experiences and memories and people. And it very much is foreshadowing the theme of this scene that you'll see later on, but it's this theme of escapism, just getting out from your problems and your worries and the everyday life.
Things were different back then. Once I got my life.
Her voice is so soothing as well. It just perfectly just connects with this scene.
I practically lived up here. Back then, kids destroyed whatever they had. No, we just made do. No one bothered us.
The day I got my life.
As you can see, it wasn't about the car that you were driving. It was about what you wanted to do with that car. I love it.
It's the day I got my first speeding ticket. The day after that, I won my first race. I beat this rich kid by 3 lengths. I gotta admit, it felt good. It felt like
everything else just
This movie, I love it so much. I mean, it manages to have its cake and eat it too. What do I mean by that? Well, it doesn't escape the fact that it's a movie about illegal street racing. It's bad. And so, therefore, its characters that it has are very rebellious people. Neela here, as you learn in the movie, she's kind of an outsider, and so is Sean. And, they engage in, sort of criminal-esque activities. They're not killing people, but you know what I mean. I just love how the story doesn't shy away from that, because you can't. It's a movie about racing, for God's sakes. But at the same time, these characters almost justify their behaviors, because when you listen to their story, it's very wholesome. You realize that they're doing this because it purely makes them feel good.
no past and no future.
no problems. Just the moment.
Dun, 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 dun. So beautiful. And the guitar, too. No past, no future, just the moment. It's a big theme in this movie, especially with another quote that Han has in the movie as well. But I just love this so much. This scene is very in the moment. It's just these cars just going up to the mountain. They don't even know who, we don't know who these people are. She's just driving with maybe random people. And they're just descending down this mountain in a beautiful way with their cars. It's just so peaceful, and that's what they talk about, right? They get behind the wheel, and they do these things because, it's very conflicted people. These people have problems, Neela and Sean in the movie, they have a bad sort of family connection. They don't really have that, and so they find it in other things. And so they're able to find beauty in cars, in driving. Sean here, he says how he raced, and he felt that rush, but really it's not that. It's you're trying to escape the worries of life. And Neela says, you don't worry about anything else. You just love the moment, and you're purely in life, and you're in love with it right at that moment. It's incredible to me. Honestly, it really is. This is the scene that hit me. The fact that a movie about racing and cars is, had this type of scene in it, it's incredible. But yes, I love this movie. It really impacted me when I was a kid. And I don't know if I understood all these things when I was a kid, but I mean, retrospectively, it definitely hit something. My light is dying. No, don't do this to me. But yeah, let me take this off here. Well, there we have it, guys. That was reaction sort of analysis, to the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, one of its best scenes. I'm probably going to do another scene from it next week, so stay tuned. Thank you guys so much for watching. Your viewership means the world to me. And go ahead and subscribe if you really enjoyed this video. That's it for me. You guys take care, stay safe, and until next time, I love you.